Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Championship Sunday here at the CWL Anaheim Open. And boy, oh boy, are we getting some good games so far this Championship Sunday. Some unexpected ones, that's for sure. Joining me on the desk this time, we have Momo. Of course, Proofy and Merc still here as well. Thank you for joining me, Momo. So I do want to kind of get your opinions and discussion of Championship Sunday so far. Of course, this is your first Anaheim.
Yep. So far, so good. I mean, day 1 and 2 have been fantastic. However, coming into Championship Sunday, this is where it all gets so exciting and a little bit crazy. Of course, Optic, FaZe, Envy, all out now of the tournament, so it is kind of anyone's, I would say. Your strong ones are obviously Luminosity, still in it, Splyce. We just recently said goodbye to the likes of Red Reserve, the third European team, if you like. But no, I think the one team that I'm looking at is Cloud9. They're making a bit of a run. Paddy P. They
definitely are. He's doing it again, as he always does. But a good event for Europe as a whole, I think it's fair to say. Obviously, Epsilon and Splyce still doing very well. I think after Stage 1 playoffs, a lot of the critique for Europe was, okay, well, you have one team, right? It's Splyce. Only one team's done it. Well, Epsilon have come here this event, Momo, and they've kind of proven a point.
Yeah, and that's 3 times back-to-back if you count the 2 from CWL Birmingham, where they've beaten Splyce. You know, they've had their number, 3-0, 3-0, and in that one it was a 3-1. So you look at Epsilon, you know, are they Splyce's kryptonite? Is it something about, you know, Josh, that factor against Mad Cat? There's so many things that you can look into, but I don't think this tournament is over for Splyce. We could see them face off again. You know, LG versus Epsilon, that's going to be one to watch for me, but I'd love to see that European battle go down once more.
Definitely will. Up next on the main stage, losers round 6, Splyce take on Enigma6. Here is our series: Throwback, hardpoint, Crusher, Search and Destroy, a Frost uplink. If it goes further, we have a Breakout, hardpoint, and a Throwback, Search and Destroy to close. Obviously, we've been watching these teams all day, Merc. How do you see this series going?
This is tough because we didn't see the best Splyce in the world. We really haven't seen the best Splyce this entire weekend. They looked great last night versus Bittersweet. I thought they turned it around. But I'm kind of leaning towards Enigma6, man. Wow. That win versus Optic, that's huge. I mean, they're winning their hard points. The thing is, though, is Splyce is a great Search and Destroy and uplink team, so if they do give up a hard point, it could get really tough.
Yeah, I agree with Joe. And the thing I've been thinking about is which team benefited the most from a roster change. And in my opinion, it was between C9 and E6 at this point. But I think E6 with Royalty, Ace, and Optic and Search and Destroy doing it all, slaying very well. I think that they take this series 3-1.
Well, we may actually get that answer if obviously both those two teams win out their games. We would actually see that matchup. So it would be battle of the roster changes.
Do the work for me.
Yeah, exactly. They'll answer that question for you, Bruce. Don't worry too much about it, because of course we are at that point now of Championship Sunday where there's only 2 games going on at one time. Of course, losers round 6. As I said, up next on main stage, Splyce E6. But on the Bravo station, you're going to be able to watch Evil Geniuses versus Cloud9. Does Pat's amazing losers bracket run continue and the boys of Cloud9?
I've been waiting to see Aches against Parasite for a long time now. I love to have this kind of rivalry back. But Cloud9, their roster changes for me have been the most impactful. Exotic and Priest have been on fire. Exotic got a 1v4 before Insertion Destroy. However, going head-to-head, I'm got to go with Cloud9.
Cloud9, I mean, to talk about that rivalry, of course, it was right here in this exact building where Aches dethroned Impact at Anaheim. It's a big, long-standing rivalry, of course, with Parasite, but Aches has done it several times throughout his career. Hey, why not do it again, right? May as well.
Said Exotic clutched a 1v4. Funny, we were just talking about when's the last time we seen a 1v4 clutch? It's been a long time, so there goes the answer to that question, Exotic.
Yeah. No, Anaheim providing all the answers to so many questions. But again, up next on the main stage, Splyce versus Enigma6. I do want to get your precise predictions. Of course, you have seen the maps out. Momo, I will start with you. I'm expecting the European answer. Don't disappoint me. You're going to disappoint me.
I'm going to go with Splyce. I am going to go with Splyce, but I'm going to give reasoning to it, and it's not because of the whole E thing. I think the uplink that I've seen from Splyce from both playoffs and this event has been phenomenal. However, their game 1 has always been the telling tale of their series, and you know, they've been winning them all the time, and not just winning them, they've been destroying teams. The problem is you're facing an E6 team which has never, ever, ever been this confident. You've just beaten Optic Gaming, and you've beaten them in front of about 1,000 people on a side station. Like, that thrill, the adrenaline is still pumping through all of them right now. And you know, I was speaking to Zero before this series, and he was like, oh, I've got to go over there and play Optic, and he was kind of down. And he doesn't even need to play Optic now, you know. He's against E6, and I think this is just going to be just as hard a task. So I'm going to go with Splyce. I'm going to go 3-1.
I'm going to go with E6. I'm going to go 3-1. I think LG and E6 at this point are the 2 best respawn teams we've seen. I think The EU, like I said, the EU search has been very strong this event. I think Splyce can take the search. If it goes to Game 5, I'm pretty sure I can see E6 closing out again. Watching Game 5 against Optic, they didn't look nervous at all. They looked like they more so embraced it and rose to the occasion. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I think it's going to go the distance. I just think that Enigma6, their hardpoint has been so good all weekend long. I could see this going Game 5. I'm going to go E6.
Excited to get this one underway. Of course, a losers bracket matchup. You lose and you are eliminated from the CWL Anaheim Open. Splyce, Enigma6. We can set it down to our casters for the series. It's Maven and Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Woo. Winner, top 4. Loser, packing their bags. This is going to be fun.
Oh, it most certainly is. What a thrill we've seen so far at the CWL Anaheim Open already. We've been talking a lot about, we went on Twitter, I was saying, I have a feeling a major roster mania is going to happen, but when I look at it, these two teams, though, don't come to mind.
No
matter really what happens here. Obviously, they want to get into that top 4. They want to play for a championship, but they've shown some strong play this weekend.
I think there's a couple interesting points for this series. One, they played in pool play, in which Splyce pulled it out into Game 5. The other thing is, coming into the series, I guess how different the mindsets are coming in. Like, think about it. Splyce, disappointing loss to Epsilon, now you have to rebound.
Yep.
On the opposite side, if you're Enigma6, you just beat Optic Gaming, you're at this like peak, this energy, adrenaline's still flowing. Do you think there's some advantage from either side when you're trying to fight back from a loss?
You can make an argument for either sake, right? I think the big thing to watch out for everybody at home, realize already what has happened for E6 today. They went down 2-0 to a surprisingly strong, to be quite honest with you, TK squad. Reverse swept them, then faced Optic with 1,000+ screaming fans right behind them on the side stage, beat them in a Game 5 after they clutch up in a hardpoint Game 4 on the final hill. Now they're going up against a Splyce team that's coming off a loss. They've got the momentum on their side going into this game.
Yeah, Enigma6, you heard Merc talk about how good they've been in hardpoint. Who would have thought that'd be the recipe for disaster for Optic Gaming? You lose both your hardpoints to LG, you lose both your hardpoints to Enigma6, but you see the crowd, we're ready to rock. Who's gonna take it? Is it the European champs there in Splyce? Or is Enigma6 finally gonna get that run that we've it's been slowly building over the course of the year?
Royalty's been a great addition to this team.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I mean, he looks absolutely electric. You can see he's a playmaker at heart. That high sensitivity gives him a unique advantage in some scenarios. Obviously, at times, definitely could be his downfall, but for the most part, the guy's the best in the world on that high sensitivity for a reason. Mad Cat and crew, we'll see how it affects Zero. I mean, Zero, someone who plays on 3-3, now going up against one of the highest sensitivity pro players we have in competitive Call of Duty with Royalty. Not sure how that'll all play out, but it'll be definitely something to watch out for here.
And it'll be interesting because what was, I guess, stood out to me from the first time these guys played on Friday, remember how good Enigma6 when it came to uplink? They got beat 23-3, just absolutely manhandled by Splyce, but then they bounced back and went a hard point. Enigma6 kept showing resilience in that series after a loss. Are they gonna need to do that here? Map 1 is going to be Throwback. Again, if you're just joining us, winner, top 4, loser, going home,
bye-bye,
or maybe to Disneyland across the street.
Hey, either one works. We're here in Anaheim. Let's get into it. One big thing to point out, coming into this series this weekend, Splyce, every single player positive in the respawn KD. Not the same for Enigma6, but they're still at an 80% win rate in hardpoint. Another thing to watch out for, a 100% win rate for Splyce so far in uplink. They've been lights out in the game mode. So, looking into this, you think Splyce obviously take that Game 3. Going to be up to Enigma6 to start off strong here on Throwback.
They need to start off strong. They need to kind of ride the wave they're getting from that Optic victory. You can't have a lull. It can't be one of those where you got the upset. You feel satisfied with that. You have to keep it in another gear, especially going up against Splyce, who just won Stage 1. Here we go. Kicking things off with the new addition. It's going to be Royalty.
Yeah, he's going to have the E-Rad and fly right out through this underpass area. First engagement will come to his close left, and okay, you saw right there with some awkward timing. But either way, Mad Cat, the team kill, will give General an opportunity to retake middle map.
He's at least able to pick up a couple of kills, but going to swing into the favor of Splyce as Bance and Jerd now lighting up the kill feed. Time going to be going to Splyce. They're going to have to push through as time goes on, as the spawn is coming in towards Barn 4 Enigma6. But still, Mad Cat and company racking up time.
Yeah, Mad Cat still challenging as much as he can with that K-bar. One thing we saw earlier in that Splyce Epsilon series, when Epsilon were really beginning to run away with it, was the two superstars of Splyce who continually step up for the team in Bance and Zero. Both of them were going off. They were double positive. Jerd and Mad Cat were having a rough map. I think if Splyce wind up making a run through this losers bracket, Maven, it's got to be all 4 players going big consistently.
Speaking of going big, Jerd pushes all the way and flanks through courtyard, finds 2 kills, gives his teams the spawn for Barn. Beautiful stuff from him. You saw Bance do it on bike path, flank through and find a couple kills. Immediately, Jerd hits the other side. Enigma6 not able to have that communication, kind of cover every angle. But now with a couple down, it's going to be Enigma6's chance to attack. You have 2 players here trying to hold on for Splyce.
And some great information coming in as well for the side of Enigma6. Royalty just spawned behind one in field. Bance almost with a turn and burn onto the second player. But either way, Splyce are holding off this push. And again, who is it that gets the final kill on the hard point? It's Jerd, the man 7-2. He's now leading his team in objective time as well, as Splyce hold on to this early lead.
Didn't do really any damage there at top mid, but it's starting to come through in Barn. All the ticks going the way of Splyce. Nice kill from Jerd out in courtyard. His team's trading everything inside. Mad Cat with a 2-piece on Cade and Royalty. And this looks to be a flawless hold in Barn with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, Proto, look at the angle he's trying to get himself here at middle map. Flying high above the Splyce players. Not ready for him there. Enigma6 will definitely have the early setup here towards this bottom train side that they want to have with a presence at bus. Obviously a player in the hard point. Proto locking down middle map. He's just buying time for his team. Unfortunately, though, it's a contest this whole time. This is giving Splyce a chance to at least play for even just splitting this time on this hard point, which I do believe works out best for them with this 40-second lead.
Well, finally, it's Enigma6 that's able to get the break there. A nice job from Zero on Splyce, contesting as long as he could. But some points finally going the way. Just now hitting the 20-point mark.
Great
on our
movement.
3rd hard point.
Oh.
Great movement. Unfortunately, a greater grenade coming in from Zero.
Yeah, that cluster grenade so great at picking players off those little corner spots they can get in here. Obviously big as well to pick off players when they're behind cover where only their head can be seen. Still the lead, about 40 seconds for Splyce. Big part of it right now is that everyone is involved in the slaying at the moment. Everyone pulling their own weight. Proto falling a little bit behind for the side of Enigma6 needs to begin to step things up.
And I think Jerd, you know, not that we would knock him, but it was kind of the other 3 that were shining in the KD department. He's had a fantastic event. He's been playing really, really well, and you see it right now. 2.0 KD at 10-5. He's going to rotate the next hard point. Can he win the gunfight? No, it is Proto there. Royalty backs up the other side, and now you have a chance to rack up points at Statue. Proto, shots a little bit shaky, not able to finish the kill, but finally does get it done. He'll be your camo player as well, which will be crucial in a close game coming down the stretch.
I think the big thing, too, to watch out for with this team for Splyce is that they're all so selfless in the hard point. Barely a 20-second difference between the highest average and the lowest average amount of hill time for this team. Everyone gets involved when they need to. You saw the 4 dead right there. Enigma6, though, do get blessed with that close blue spawn. They'll be able to fight towards this hard point before it runs down. 20 seconds remaining on the first set of rotations.
Yeah, they're at least able to contest a good amount here. There's still 15 seconds left as they maintain that close spawn. It's just flood, flood, flood from either side. Who's able to trade these kills a little bit more effectively? Zero knows there's one tagged up, almost a player running into his bullets, but Royalty able to get the better of him. They brought this back to a very, very tight game. Solid job just contesting. Like you said, that blue spawn ends up working out for them. Sometimes we see teams kind of get trapped there and just mowed over.
Yeah.
They do a good job flying out together and getting the kills.
Well, the reason why they got that close blue spawn was because there wasn't anyone who pushed towards that area of the map. If you send one player there for Splyce, even just to get a body there for a second, they don't even need to get a kill. It will force the hand of Enigma6 to spawn all the way out. Instead, they get the close spawn, they pick off the player with the AR in the backside of the map, and they go ahead and get the retake to at least keep this one as close as possible.
Well, you now have Zero in a power position to put down damage. You need to get somebody in the hard point here to rack up time. Some unfortunate timing there as he soars out. Royalty able to pick it up. Advance wants revenge. He tries to fly it on forward, wisely backing down for the time being as Jerd's racking up time in the hard point. Cheeky angle here. There's a 2-piece out front, making it look easy as Bance in the Splyce lead, building up once again.
Yeah, Bance, this is a reason why he's been one of our breakout players in competitive Call of Duty in the last year. The guy just knows had to shoot pretty darn well, which is important in a first-person shooter. 40 seconds, now the lead back up to not the largest of the game for Splyce, but they've been holding out this quite strong so far on Throwback, maybe.
Well, it's crazy, though, to think about Bance. You know, he was the MVP, right? He's the one playing in the All-Star game from stage 1. Bance had the amazing, Zero had the amazing playoff run, but we know Bance can do it as well. They have this 1-2 punch that is, you know, as good as anybody really in the game.
It's incredible that they're the focus of this 1-2 punch when you look at Jerd and Mad Cat as the 3rd and 4th players on this team, 2 of the most legendary EU players in history of competitive Call of Duty. A nice 4 dead there off the back of the 2-piece from Mad Cat. Again, the time will go to Splyce. This is almost close to a full 40 seconds on this Barn Hill, as their lead is almost to a minute now.
Mad Cat streaking 3 in a row, tries to find the 4th up close and personal, but not able to do so. Splyce leads grow. It's now time to rotate here out to bike path. Nice shots there, able to cut down General, who was trying to get set up to pick off these players on rotation. Unfortunately, gets the short straw there.
70 seconds now, double the score for Splyce. Zero, unfortunately, doesn't get his teammates back there, and there's that high sensitivity of Royalty. Snaps onto one, a couple shots are whiffed by Zero, and he makes him pay the ultimate price right there. Nice individual play. Zero, though, off the respawn with that head before. He's just melting with it right now, Maven. The guy's now 19 and 14 in this game, the highest KD of any player.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, I mean, the kills kind of tell the story for the most part. Everybody outslaying right now for Splyce. Enigma6, several players have to turn it around. Cade specifically, General, who's been their all-star, right? He's the guy you always count on to have a strong KD in hard points, in respawns in general. He's got to pick it up here. Right now, it's all Splyce.
Again, it was mentioned that this is a team coming right off of a very intense, emotional matchup against Optic Gaming, where they were on the edge of their seats all the way to the end of that game 5. Now, though, they immediately hop over to the main stage. They're playing in front of the crowd. They're playing in front of the stream. You got to wonder, what is it like right now for the communication for this team? Is it still flustered? Is it still kind of shaken in that game 5?
Well, it's so, again, such different stories for these teams. Splyce has been sitting around thinking about that loss to Epsilon, preparing for this match. Enigma6 is still trying to ride high off that victory. Unfortunately, not helping them so far in game 1, but they're in striking distance, right? It was out of control. They're up, they're down 80, and now they've fought this back to a 40-point game. The question is, can they crack this from blue? They have to 4-man hit it. You see a payload's going to be popped there right behind Statue. General is trying to tag somebody up, get them weak. It's like somebody's just waiting for someone to go. They're just bunched up in blue. They have to make the play. 2 kills go their way. Back and forth, though. Splyce ends up still in command.
See, this is the guy they've got to kill, though. It's Zero with this NV4. The man's just a walking turret right now. Look at this. He'll get as much range as he can get. You're now dead. Who else wants a challenge coming from bowling? Nope. Not even going to try it. Zero holds on to the rest of that time for his team, and there you go. It's just free kills. The man's now positive 10.
Positive 10 and 75 off the Trinity Rocket. One more bullet there, and he's working on streaks. But it's General, the captain of Enigma6, that's able to shut it down. Now can Proto and company begin to rack up a little bit of time here at mid-map. He's scanning everything with this Scarab. Still somehow alive. His teammates, solid job looking over him. Is this where you come back? You have a great hold at middle. You're still holding the left side of the map as well for Par.
This is where it starts, right? You've now got Proto with the active camo. You've got the first 30 seconds of this hard point, what was the largest lead of the game at almost 70 seconds for Splyce. It's now down to just 33, and I love this play from Proto, trying to go for the pinch, but it's Bance who reads it like a book.
And last time, the spawns flipped because Jert and Bance were able to get behind. Oh, God. They get the spawn top left because who was it? Proto was all the way over by Bus. They end up popping there in that back corner behind Barn.
Oh, no. This could spell disaster as this game goes on. Watch out to see if Enigma6 can get this clean break. 18 seconds now, the lead. Proto still with camo, the tool they have to use, but on the side of Zero, he's the one holding these back spawns. He's got reactive armor. The second he starts getting shot, he can pop his payload ability as well, but he doesn't use it. He doesn't use it, winds up giving up his life.
Well, can the team hold on? If they hold here, it ends up being brilliant because you have it for another day. Camo, Bance, 2-piece there. They'll secure it. There's still a close spawn coming in from Enigma6. They're going to be able to flood here from Grandma's. Trying to push in, but Bance still holding strong. Finally, he'll fall. But all the teammates of Splyce just holding on strong. Royalty's reactive does nothing as Jerd finds 2 in Barn.
Reactive armor burned on the side of Enigma6. Proto's camo does nothing as well. That is a game-changing moment right there, as the 2 most impactful payloads now gone for Enigma6. Those tools they can have to secure a game victory now gone.
Doing a good job trading back and forth effectively here. Can you at least contest if you're Cade? You get in for a moment, not able to snap and win that gunfight with 8 seconds left. We're now going to get over to bike path. You need flawless hardpoint if you're Enigma6. If you can maintain the game here and get the statue, it's going to need to be perfect, Jack, for them to take this game.
Yeah, and you saw Royalty there, tried to frantically push towards Lemon, open up a lane for his team. Instead, it's Splyce now putting bodies towards the hardpoint. Nice job by General to at least stop the contest from coming in. So because he gets that 1 gunfight win, they get about 7-8 seconds. He's closing in on streaks. This could be a turning point for E6.
Exactly. If he can keep kind of juggling this hard point and finding the occasional kill, it'll be massive. Picks the wrong corner there with the FTL. No streaks coming in. 3 kills go the way of Splyce, and they can still technically close it out here at Bike Pack.
And here's the thing, right? Yes, General, you're having a great life right there. You're pushing towards streaks, but he just needs to contest in that position. Just contest, play from the baseball hard point, try to set up for a potential money hill for your team. Thankfully, for the side of Enigma6, there's not enough time left on this hill for Splyce to win up.
I think maybe what he was thinking, he had, what, 175 from the Trinity Rocket. If he FTL forwards, kills the guy in the hardpoint, and then gets the points, he gets streaks. I don't know if that was the logic behind it, but I think I'm with you. Just go ahead and contest there. But now it's Jordan Company from Splyce. They only need 8 points to shut it out. They're set up to try and get a break here. Looking into blue, though, it's Cade with a nice 2-piece. Van's still here.
Cade just saved the game for his team with that 3-piece right there. Thankfully, for the side of Splyce, they have a natural pitch developing. Zero's just got to try to stay alive right now while his teammates push from the bowling side of the map. I think he's going to do just that. He's got the cutoffs as well. This should do it. If Splyce, no, they're not expecting a flank. They're not expecting a flank. It's Proto staying alive.
Proto's in, Cade's here with him. You've now got the full stack from Enigma6. 30 seconds left to hold. They'd be trailing by 15, heading into the next hardpoint if they can get it done. And it's not going to be easy to close it out at mid-map. Can they fight back in this one? Nope. They have to get in. Proto, last one down. They're spawning out. The final couple ticks go the way of the EU champs. Splyce take game 1. Zero wants them on their feet.
You can see Bance and Zero, again, the deadly duo from Europe, continually getting it done. This final kill cam came from Bance as he just dropped shots down onto Proto. But one thing to watch out for, one thing to take note of, E6, they just won both hard points against Optic Gaming. And now here they drop the first map against Splyce. Splyce will now head into S&D up 1-0, and then they're 100% win rate so far in Uplink this weekend.
And this is a pretty similar finish to how the series went in pool play. It was Splyce over E6, about 250 to 200. Then Enigma6 won in around 11 in game 2. So maybe we'll get a crazy finish there as well. But yes, you have to win this. You have to win this search. With how good Splyce has been in Uplink, you absolutely must win this. Or maybe we're going to see a blowout like we saw just in the winners bracket there with LG over EG.
Crusher, Search and Destroy map 2. If you remember back to the Stage 1 finals, this was the game where we saw one of the best shot calls so far in Search and Destroy this year.
Yeah.
When Splyce saw the defensive team pushing towards the B site, they were on offense. They wound up wrapping towards middle, but instead of doing the obvious, pushing towards the A site, get a quick plant, they re-wrapped B, planted for rocks, and absolutely played mind games with their opponent. We'll see if they have some more tricks up their sleeve here in game 2.
Remember, this is a team that was undefeated in Search and Destroy when they through Stage 1 playoffs. I know they've dropped several this weekend, but they are very, very good when they're on point. All 4 players were in the top 10 in KD in Search and Destroy from Stage 1 playoffs. I mean, the stats were unbelievable.
Yep.
It wasn't just Zero, it wasn't just Bant, the entire team leading the way. It was incredible.
If Epsilon are able to win against LG and Splyce make a losers bracket run, we could have a European-only grand finals at the CWL Anaheim Open. What would be absolutely nuts. For now, though, they've got a long road ahead. It starts off with that map victory, though, against Enigma6, 250 to 205.
And look at that, Barn just obliterated him, 128 to 16. We saw how good Splyce was at holding it. Even when payloads were being popped from Enigma6, it wasn't enough to break it. And Bant, the 40 bomb, with a 1.28 KD, 90 seconds, like a minute and a half to go in the hard point. What a performance.
I think that kind of tells the story of what Throwback is as a map, though. Think of what we just saw from Splyce in that game. Their median score was about 40 seconds throughout that entire map, right? At times it would go up by 60 to 70. Other times E6 would get back within 15 to 20 seconds. In the end, though, it winds up being a 45-second difference for Splyce, and I think a majority of that time did come in, yes, on those payload uses inside the barn. Some misplays from E6. Royalty got caught without a single kill with Reactive. Just stuff you can't do against one of the best teams in the world.
And Reactive's brilliant, except for when there's 2 people shooting at you, right?
Yeah,
like,
and a nade on your feet.
Yeah, how fast?
Oh, God.
Making it melted. Proto, dude, he's just, I don't know, did some yoga, some meditation there.
Maybe.
I don't know what yoga is.
We don't know. I don't doubt that. Looking at your stature, I don't think you're a big yoga guy.
Very flexible.
Okay, well, you know what? As you go ahead and practice your stretches, we'll wait for game number 2 to start on up here, which again will be Crusher, Search and Destroy. Just checked in here to see exactly where we stood. Players just finishing up their classes so we can get into this game 2. I want to see some high-flying plays, man. I want to see some mid-hits. I want to see some aggression. Again, I want to see some mind games, especially from Splyce.
I know this is the map you've kind of liked since it came out. The mind games you're able to play, how easily you're able to wrap. from site to site. We'll see if Splyce can keep that up, or if, similar to what happened in pool play, can Enigma6 steal a victory here? And if it goes to a game 4, the game 4 hardpoint was actually one of the more absurd ones we've had this weekend.
Yep.
I think it finished with a scoreline of something like 200 to 190. It went to time limit. We've only seen that a handful of times this year. And I believe that was actually on Throwback, so not a similar result in game 1. But here we go, the countdown live for game 2 in this best of 5 between Splyce and Enigma6.
Interesting thing to note here, Maven. Bance is actually the only player on Splyce who's even planted a bomb so far this weekend. Also, Royalty, the only player on Enigma6 with above a 1.0 KD in Search and Destroy. We'll see how this plays out here as we head into map number 2.
Splyce going to be starting off on offense. Let's see what the break looks like. Seems to be immediate pressure towards the B side. At mid-map, MadCat gets a couple shots in, but this is going to be a very, very quick round. Everybody hitting it quickly. They should be engaging momentarily. Jerd trying to wrap around the outside box. A couple hitting the wall run inside. Do they have it covered is the question. We'll stick with Jerd's POV. Not able to win it. 2 kills, 3 kills. Go the way of Enigma6. It's Vance now in a 1 versus 4, and he is cut down. You're going to see that building on the minimap. You knew that round was going to only go another 10 or so seconds.
But completely unacceptable from Splyce to throw that one away. E6 just outplay them right there. Much better job communicating, knowing what they've got watched. There was 2 players from Splyce who were kind of bunched up outside that bottom hallway right there as you push towards that wall run that were really doing nothing for their team. Enigma6 in a 3v4 get not only the first 3 kills, but then the flank winds up coming in from A. Every player getting a kill as well. Perfect start for them in round 1.
Yeah, it's like they were both trying to watch the wall run hit. Maybe just got into kind of an awkward stack, but MadCat lines one up over the top. Another fast round seems to be developing, but General gets a 2-piece. He knows where MadCat is. 1 versus 1. He's got bomb in hand. Get away with your life there, buddy. Look at how weak he is.
Wow, the fact that General even has a chance right here is a testament to how well he's shooting spots. MadCat gets the 1v3. And that frustration right there sums it up quite nicely on the side of Splyce. General. The man just going big right now on the main stage.
What a beast play from General. He dominates him close range inside of you. Doesn't even have an E-Rad to work with. And then the K-bar at range. MadCat gets dropped. Just beautiful timing there for him as he peeks back at mid-map. Hell of a round, and he's 4-1.
Ricey right now at home just banged his head into his cup of tea as he realizes those are rounds that Splyce cannot throw away in Search and Destroy.
Absolutely not, especially with how the first series went, going down to a game 5. You see one on X-Ray hitting the wall run. Will General be ready for it? He snaps back. He's high off and uses the bomb as cover. Brilliant stuff there to at least make sure he gets 1 kill. And Proto with the 2-piece will follow it up. These rounds fast, furious. Another 1v1, this time 0 versus Proto.
And that right there is 0 already adapting in Search and Destroy. The first round, E6 sent 3 to B and 1 late flanking from A. This round, they do the exact same thing in 0 without a single idea of where the player is coming from. Reads it like a book, loses the one-on-one gunfight, though, as Proto, with a sliver of health, wins the round.
3 rounds, 2 1v1s, both going the way of Enigma6. First, it was General. Now it is Proto. Beautiful shots there to take out the Stage 1 MVP.
Wow, these rounds, clutch is the difference for the side of E6. As we mentioned, a must-win map here if you're just tuning in. Splyce have yet to lose an uplink this weekend. When they faced E6 earlier on this weekend in the game mode, they won 23-3. You know Enigma6 know that, Maven. They need to tie this series 1-1 right now.
We may have another very quick round. Proto just flying in the back. Beautiful shots there to get the kill. He's the camo player as well. Each one so important. Another 2-piece, but 0 answering right back. Another 1v1. It's 3 in a row. Vance going up against Royalty. He's backing down for the moment, Jack.
That nade may have just saved him. If that nade doesn't hit, Royalty chases down that kill. But oh, Vance reads it like a book. Wins the one-on-one. Whew, that grenade honestly saved him. It made Royalty weak, forced him to back up and reset the positioning. He did not expect Vance to play with that much confidence. Royalty trying to change things up there with a plan, not going to work out.
How many 1v1s are we going to have in this series?
907.
3 in a row now. Will we get a 4th in round 5? Vance able to clutch up. Let's see what they can do now on the offensive end of things. It looks like they're going to have a heavy hit towards B again. This time, a stack at A from Enigma6. They've been hitting it so fast, though, that they're so hesitant to go. They had a free plant, just not aware of it.
Thank God, that timing just worked out so perfectly for Enigma6. Mad Cat's what they're watching. Cade comes flying in. He had a trade opportunity there no matter what happens. Now Splyce are getting pinched from both sides. Terrible, terrible timing in this round for the side of Splyce. General with the two-piece at the end as well. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I was going to say, he's probably standing still because he's up yelling after that round. That was the worst case scenario for Splyce. They were ready for the quick push. The second they gave up the angles they were holding, E6 turned the corner.
General and Proto have been magnificent here in game 2. We were wondering if this may be a repeat of their first series and go to a round 11. It's not looking that way, as E6 has been so good. And what was the specialty as far as game modes go for Splyce has not been their best here. Hold on, I want to take a look. What's been their worst? Okay, so they're 50% S&D and in hardpoint, but they're lowest. Like you said, uplink 100%.
Yeah, well, E6 again, staying aggressive on the map. They're already out towards his B site. Splyce have given this one up. How does Royalty play this, though? He's going to be the first one in engagement. He's got 2 in front of him, not able to clean up 0. Finally, Splyce will get a number advantage in one of these rounds.
Can General or Proto come up with another two-piece like we've seen them do time and time again? Proto's got to deal with a lot of pressure soon. He does have camo to work with as well. So this might be an opportunity to make a huge play if this comes down to the wire. Holding the edge, there's one. Surprise, close corner, he will get cut down. General by himself, he already has one 1v3. Can he get another away with his life with the FTL and he gets to the edge? Is he gonna clutch again? He's 8-3, Jack.
Oh my goodness, this is all the signs of it being a potential clutch. Are they ready for this play as well? No, General challenges. Oh, can't clean up the kill onto Jerd though. Unfortunate, but nice try by him. Splyce narrowly getting out with these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, if you're General there, you only need to wait like 4 more seconds to check it. The problem is you're worried they stick it, right? You kind of have to check there.
I wonder if they knew he FTL jumped away, because they were pretty lost on where he could potentially be at that point. Either way, in the end, it does wind up converting to a Splyce round win. Again, just like Enigma6 throughout the whole hardpoint, Maven, when Enigma6 were in striking distance the whole time, Splyce are still in striking distance here as well. They win this one offensive round. They're down by just 1.
It's true.
But it's much easier said than done with how E6 have played so far on defense.
And they need Mad Cat. I think he was 4th overall at Stage 1 playoffs for S&D KD. He's 1-6. They need him to get it going. And I'll tell you what,
this is going to be a very quick ending to this round.
He had a rough series with first Epsilon as well. Can he pick it up here? Bance, shots, Wild, not able to trade the kill. Does he finally finish one? No, it's Cade finding 2. 3-2 advantage now for Enigma6. Last one up, Mad Cat. Another 1 versus 1. It's Mad Cat versus Cade.
And you mentioned Mad Cat. You need him to step up. Here's a great opportunity for you. Already 2 kills in this round. Was 1-6, now 3-6. Splyce still on offense, so Mad Cat will have to focus on that objective, and you can see it in your minimap where the bomb is down at. Thankfully, is positioning himself towards that objective on the map. Oh my goodness.
He's got it in hand. So far has not been spotted, but you know that Cade already checked the bomb site at A. This is going to be the timing he checks back at B, but he's going to play it safe. Just allow the bomb to get planted. Now, try to get the retake. You see on the minimap, it's going to be a wall run hit for Mad Cat.
The kill and the defuse right here would get him so close to being fully streaked out. Again, a game-changing 1v1 right here. Cade checking everywhere he can. Oh, he might get a great timing right here on a Mad Cat near the side. I think it's exactly what's going to happen as he turns the corner. Mad Cat, go! Gets the beat down, turn! No! Oh.
Mad Cat from 1-6 to 4-6 in 1 round. 3 huge kills. And another, so we've had 4 1v1s, 2 go the way of Enigma6, 2 now go the way of Splyce. Ooh, these clutch moments have been everything. What a game of search and destroy.
Just think, round 1, Splyce have 3 Enigma6 players running at them. They failed to get a single kill. Round 2, they get into a 3v1 scenario and let General clutch on them. I mean, honestly, at this point, Splyce could arguably have already won this game.
Well, one of the big differences, though, you already have camo for Proto and you're up and around. The question is, will Bance get to it? He's 4-5 right now. The plant's obviously not helping him work towards that. You don't need to worry about camo at this exact moment. You have the 4-3 advantage. You have the bomb down.
They got all the information they need. Mad Cat just got all the information they could ever need. Bance a 2nd kill now. If I'm Proto, I do not use this camo unless they're able to get a free kill. Yeah, not gonna happen. All by himself. What happened right there was they tried to go for the rocks cross, but it doesn't matter at that point. You had Mad Cat on that mini-map near that L wall area, watching the cross, calling it out to his teammates who were rotating. They were ready for them to be right outside garage. Easy reads from Splyce from there.
And I mentioned early in the round that Bance would have to pick it up if he was going to get that camo. I think he gets the 2 entry kills there, so he's going to inch his way forward. Proto still holding on to it. And in a game where it may go down to around 11, camo could be the difference. Advance, yes, look at that. I mean, I think he was like 60% of the way there, has a huge round, gets him right back in this.
Just remember, folks, plants no longer give you payload meter, so already he would have earned that, but the most recent update has changed that ruling in the CWL settings. Another thing to remember, too, this is a loser's bracket match. Winner moves on to the top 4, loser goes home.
Things starting to maybe collapse here. You have 2 players waiting outside. They're going to have to buddy up now. It's going to be a 4-on-4 retake. Royalty finds the opening pick. Cade as well. They're shutting everything down, but Jerd trying to answer back quickly. Not able to do it. Bance, if he gets a kill, he will have camo available. Is this where you maybe use it? Try to pull off the 1v2 clutch. He should get a nice timing. Able to win it. Another 1 versus 1. Camo's pop. See you later, General. Bye-bye.
He's pretty good at Call of Duty.
It's just so funny. Like, he wasn't anywhere close to camo last round. I'm like, buddy, you got to step it up. 5 kills in the last 2 rounds in a 1v3 clutch. You had a 1v3 from General. That was our 5th 1v1 now. First 2 go to Enigma6, right? That's 3 1v1.
I don't know how you're doing this math. I lost track 7 rounds ago.
Oh, it's the size of my brain, Jack.
Okay, well, if there's a silver lining for E6, they have camo still. And they've got 4 players charging towards them. Proto has to be your playmaker right now in round 10. First blood from Royalty. Jerd with 2. It's a 2v3. You've got camo ready to go. This is it. This is all the chance that they have. Proto with 3 players surrounding him.
He's trying to figure it out. He's able to get 1 and get out. What a beautiful play. Holds the edges. 1 second. Third in front. Not able to do it. Of course, it comes down to another 1-on-1. And just like that, Splyce take a 2-0 edge in a riveting search and destroy.
That right there, folks, may have been the nail in the coffin for Enigma6. A game you cannot afford to give up there on Crusher Search and Destroy. So many close, dramatic one-on-one scenarios. And Splyce run away with 4 straight rounds to take that game.
I feel like it was 2 minutes ago that I was like, oh, we're probably not going to get around 11. Enigma6 is crushing them. And then just all the 1v1s start to go in the favor. All the clutch moments start to go in the favor of Splyce. That was unbelievable. Bance was struggling, he came alive. Mad Cat was struggling, came alive. It's top teams from North America and Europe fighting. But with Splyce coming off the huge win at the Stage 1 playoff, can they continue it here? It's a CWL Anaheim Open, $200,000 on the line. Game 3 up after this quick break.
It's time for another key player matchup. This time it's between the two aggressive players between these two respective squads. Bance for the side of Splyce and Proto for Enigma6. Right now, though, it's Splyce up 2-0. And a big reason why Splyce have been lights out so far this weekend in uplink is because of the amount of points we've seen put on the board from Bance in the game mode. 28 total points, a large majority of that coming off of dunks. Proto and crew right now need to go for the second reverse sweep of the day for themselves. Earlier they did it against TK, but now they're facing the Stage 1 champions in Splyce. We'll have to see if they can get it done. This has been your G Fuel key player matchup.
I suck at song names, so I can't remember any.
Probably be EXO Tour Life, just because I listen to it a lot, so yeah.
If I were to pick a theme song to walk out to, it would be The Big Empty by For the Fallen Dreams.
Probably Money Longer by Lil Uzi. It's a good song right there.
Dun 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 dun. What was that, Rocky?
Shipping Up to Boston by Dropkick Murphys.
Would have to be The Undertaker.
I guess I'll do Eye of the Tiger.
If I had to pick a theme song to walk out to, it'd have to be The Undertaker. Like, that guy just made everyone scared. Like, you didn't know where he was popping up, if he's coming out on the ground. He can come out from the crowd, or he can just come from the front and just walk down. You just never know.
We are back, and it is time for the game 3. You know, we talked a little about the stats. You saw Proto, Bance. What's interesting here, Proto's stats probably be a little bit better if it wasn't for the smackdown that Splyce put on him in groups. 23-3 on precinct uplink. And the most interesting thing here, Jack, who was the best team from Stage 1 just group play in uplink? I think it was Enigma6 for us. But Splyce has been lights out, buddy.
They most certainly have, and right now Enigma6, they need to get themselves hyped up for what will be another close game 3, in my opinion. So far, what a series we've seen. That S&D we were talking during the break was fantastic, not only to watch, but to cast. You never knew who was going to come out on top in those rounds, down to the final moment, literally the final bullet in some of those scenarios. Players ending the rounds one shot, but clutching up for their team.
6 1v1s, a 1v3 from either side. I mean, everything you could possibly ask for. Clutch factor, though, coming through for Splyce. But now it's the uplink, and I kind of think that was do or die. The last map for Enigma6, for me, this series is bordering on impossible. Now, can Enigma6 do it? Sure, but it is going to be a very, very uphill run.
Yes, especially when Splyce have been playing as well as they have in the game mode. We cannot stress it enough. They're at the later half of Championship Sunday, Maven. If they win this match, they'll be top 4. And if they win this map here to secure that top 4 placing, they will still be undefeated in your swing game mode in a best of 5. Ridiculous numbers to bring up. Here we go, though. It's game number 3 between Enigma6 and Splyce.
Another thing to point out when we're going through stats, both of these teams have won 100% of their Frost uplinks. We know how good both teams can be. Can Enigma6 muster that strength they had? You know, this is a team that has played everybody tough. You can't get 3-0'd right now from Splyce. You have to dig deep and pull something out. A rabbit out of the hat right now to win this uplink.
Here we go. Let's get it started. General and crew. Can your championship hopes stay alive, or will the Europeans move into the top 4? I believe for the first time ever, 2 out of the top 4 teams will be European. Both Splyce and Epsilon will be the ones representing that region.
And remember, Jack, your bold prediction for coming into this tournament was we'd have an EU-only winners bracket final. If it had just been different sides of the bracket, I mean, there's a chance that could have happened. Epsilon lying in wait. Splyce trying to get there. The opening is going to be Bance trying to push into the backside of Research. First gunfight. First 2 fights going the way of Proto.
And look, Zero's so worried about that push inside ship bay. Unfortunately, no one was there for that moment. Proto already with 3 kills. He's single-handedly clearing all of Splyce off the map as E6 try to move forward with the drone, but it is stopped and reset by Splyce.
Yeah, he ran into the wall that is an ERAD. He tried to just sprint there into sub-bay, but first touch is going to be to Enigma6. Unfortunately, it ends up being more of a handoff to the Splyce side, but there's a karma here at mid-map in the hands of Royalty.
Changing things up is what I like to see.
We only saw that in the All-Star game.
Yeah, right. As apparently took some notes from right there. You'll see his class in the bottom left, the loadout being brought up. As there we go, Royalty clear in mid lane. You've got Mad Cat, the only one alive for Splyce. This should be a dunk for E6 as they'll take the lead in the first minute of gameplay.
Splyce, they're in control of the series, but they've given up early points. I want to hear the comms.
One shot.
I'm on the way, I'm on the way. I get you blue.
Kill. Let's go.
One shot.
Get you blue, get you blue.
One shot from blue. Absolutely.
Need help. Blue high, Two. One shot. One more.
On blue. One's gonna be flying mid.
He's gonna fly high.
Watch it inside.
One side, Jen, one side.
Nice, good shit. One back door.
There's four.
Fuck, man. Three there. Three. Here's one shot side.
One mid. One's gonna go mid.
Go one. Paul's here. Paul's go back door. Three there. One up.
Lucky, let's go, man.
Get pushed up.
Yeah, let's get pushed up.
Spawn mid. I'll get here.
You go one, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going more.
Alright, go top.
Ice. Kate, absolute, ice.
One more.
Bring it inside, kill that guy. Put it in lab, dead. Nice, let's go. It's Cade. Fly back door.
Need help.
Back door, Cade.
My bad.
Nice.
Go.
He's
on me.
Find you then, dead.
Two there.
Get pushed up, one's gonna be hitting you, one's on you,
I'm gonna play low warm.
Alright.
One's on more, one dead.
Nice.
One could go mid.
Stop.
Flank, one shot, alright, one shot, he's going back.
The energy is there from Splyce, but unfortunately, no points to go with it as another dunk comes in for Enigma6. 5-0 lead, and you're seeing why this team has been, titled as one of the top uplink squads in the world.
Yeah, great. Oh, awkward there for Mad Cat as he'll take a dip, but either way, you saw how good Enigma6 were at holding their base. We've talked a lot about defense, especially on cross uplinks. We saw some great defensive plays from Scump yesterday. Now Enigma6 doing the same here.
Enigma6, they're down 0-2 in this series. They're fighting back. They have a lead. 2 minutes to go in the half. Let's hear the team chat.
Absolutely. There's blue, guys. Yo, stop, back step going to you. It was absolutely to you. Good play. It was to you. Hey, it was Joe was side door, be careful. Yo, he pushed out our cut. They're going blue. Guys, we have to go. I know. Cut in mid. Have to go outer, guys. It's absolute. There's three. Alright, one side blue, one in front of blue. From blue. Mad Cat's in blue. He's gonna push out, and this guy's gonna be outside wall probably. Outside wall with the ball. He's dead. He fell off. No, he didn't. He's down low. Dead. Good job. Alright, push the ball now. Middle. Yeah, middle. I gave this guy one Warren. The guy went Warren to sub. He fell off the map. I'm gonna toss the middle. I'm trying to get another cap here. He's on me, you. One shot. One more here. Another one there. Yeah, there's two there. Two side door. There's lane. I'll go. Let's do that. Yeah, just dip. Yeah, good play. Alright, there's 2 mid, about 2-3 mid. Only middle. I'm going in the ship. They're wrapping this. One shot. Mad Cat dead. Alright, ring. We're going vault door 0. One shot behind you, Vance. One shot ball. Stagger, you're dead. Yeah, fuck, my bad. There's 2 middle, there's 2 middle. Ice, they're gonna go ice. Alright, check ice. I blue. Two blue. Balls there. I got one. I got one.
Splyce finally get on the board. 1 point with 35 seconds remaining. E6 flawless up to that point, but still, man, I like what I heard. I like the gameplay we're seeing out of him. There was questions if maybe Royalty being the new addition would, maybe screw up the perfection that we would see sometimes from a team play standpoint in uplink. Seems like they're figuring it out, buddy.
No, I think he matched very well with his team. It was really no surprise when he was picked up as the 4th, right? It makes a lot of sense with how he likes to play. Either way, 9 seconds remaining. Splyce want to at least try to make this one a 1-possession game. I don't think that'll happen, though, as Royalty and crew, they're already set up in their base. Guns drawn. 5-1 at the half. Enigma6 looking good so far. This would be the first uplink loss for Splyce this weekend if Enigma6 can hold on for 5 more minutes.
The question is, how does the side swap affect the teams? We've seen a team outslay by 15, have a big lead, and on this map, all of a sudden you swap and it goes the complete opposite way in the second half. Is this where Splyce now pounces?
I think they have to, obviously, but you also mentioned players having offsides. One of them here was 0. Rough first half to this game. The man 7-12, uncharacteristic stuff from him. He's kind of started to get like a Scump complex to me, right, where he's not going to do bad the entire game, right? He'll turn it around at some point. They need it sooner rather than later, though, as it's already 3 dead for Splyce, 0 last alive.
I have no idea how Cade just won that gunfight against Mad Cat when he had control of the top ship. but sick stuff from him. Does it enable Enigma6 to maybe get some points on the board? There's a 4-man hit from Splyce out to the cliff side, and Proto here, surprise, I'm on the flank, but he gets caught out. They actually check it. Nice stop. Several down for Splyce, or several down for Enigma6 as they're trying to push forward. This should be points on the board. This is the start you needed to the second half. They want the dunk. There's one behind him. Teammate covering. There it is. It's a one-possession game as Splyce strike first.
Beautiful execution. I've got to give major props to Jerd on that entire push. He was the reason why they did not get pinched by Proto. Didn't give up that drone early on. Also, does wind up staying alive for as long as possible in the base. Unfortunately, Bance did have a team grenade onto him, which will stop his streak at, I believe it was 3.
I'll tell you what, you said 0 needed to turn it around. He's on a 4 streak. I don't think he's really dropped on this half. He has a dunk to go with it, gets to the edge, still trying to tally on more points as he resets the armor. He needs a bit of help. That's the help he gets. Everybody wiped off the board for Enigma6. 0 trying to make a play, but Cade shutting it down. Defense and tosses up. It's away. It's short. Not able to put it through and make that a 1-score game.
Right there was such a smart play by Cade. He plays a unique angle. Basically, you want to typically hold that cover, play for an interception. Instead, he played a few steps forward in that close left pocket near that door. Splyce were not expecting it, so they body stacked running through it because typically they wouldn't be body stacked with how they approached that, but because Cade played a unique spot, he winds up getting rewarded because of it and stops that easy score from going on through.
Despite the fact that Proto not having a great game, he's 13 and 21, but he's still working well towards that camo. Bance on the other end should have it in just a couple of kills.
It should be a score.
Know how important it can be if it does get close. Cade going to be the drone carrier, the FDL forward, catches him off guard. Nice play. Should open things up for Cade. One more tacked on, turns it to a 2-possession game.
And look, they've got full possession of the Splyce base. They can keep on pushing the objective now. Proto with the drone. They'll throw it back towards Ice. You've got Royalty already there. And he wins the first gunfight, too. They're getting it all done right now on this offensive play.
Should be another 1-point toss. Interception not there. Brilliant stuff from E6. You allow the early dunk from Splyce, but you erase that over the course of the next 90 seconds of gameplay. It's been gritty stuff from E6. I love it.
And E6, what they've done a better job of is stopping Splyce from getting that drone towards the outside cliff side of the map. That's where they've excelled so far. Inside, too. So what do? You bring it in towards ship, an area that you've outplayed Splyce on so far in the entirety of this map. Cade, though, on the pinch. He's got overdrive. Does he use it? No. Bance with the camo. Great play. This will make it a 1-possession game.
Perfect stuff. You get a really good use out of him. The question is, what does Proto do? He's just a tick or so away from picking up his camo. Can he answer back with a dunk of his own to put the separation back to 4 the way we entered this second half? Jerd just roaming right now, is trying to make sure the
they keep trying it out. Splyce keep trying to get the drone in towards ship, and they keep missing. Jerd with an awful timing out of General there. Last player's weak. Royalty beats him down. This is another score opportunity, especially with Royalty having reactive armor. He pops it in a great way as well. Beautiful stuff from Royalty. That's a 1-point play. Royalty now +9.
And right back to Proto. You see how close he is to the camo. He's the one that has the ability to ice this game, but he still needs to find another kill. What do you have? I mean, maybe an overdrive coming up for Splyce that you can try to come back with. 0 having a rough game, not even close to that reactive armor.
Right now, Enigma6 are doing exactly what they did to Optic Gaming back in Stage 1 when they kept being the thorn in their side. Earlier, it was Throwback uplink, now Frost uplink. They always have someone ready to flank.
And now think about that miss you had from 0 earlier. It's a little bit short. He makes that. It's a 1-point game. You still have it 1 possession. Proto still hasn't earned camo. You got a fighting chance if you're Splyce.
Bance has got to go fast if he's going to make this play. And unfortunately, Enigma6 bringing the drone to the perfect lane. Nobody is prepared for this. They've got the flank again inside this top research area. Drone moving forward. Proto one-shot, get it off the map. If you're Jerd, nice job. He'll at least reset at 30 seconds remaining.
They get it off the map, and now trying to make the play. Proto comes off spawn, still hasn't got the camo. Who's going to get it done at mid-map? It's Mad Cat. He has overdrive to work with. Drone is down. Bance has cleared the way. You got to make a play. Now's the time to go. He pops in. He gets cut down from behind. It's Proto with a 2-piece. Proto has camo now to work with, but he is down. 13 seconds left. 2 players to deal with. That's your ball game. E6 stays alive.
That is Enigma6 doing something that no team has done so far in the CWL Anaheim Open. They take an uplink off Splyce and will stay alive to see another hardpoint.
And this is a team that just took 2 hard points off of Optic Gaming. They have an 80% win rate in hardpoint throughout the tournament. It's been their best game mode by a landslide. This series just got very interesting because the reason that we thought it might be over is because the uplink, how good Splyce has been. But now that you take that for E6, this has all the makings of going to Game 5.
You can look at that game and see a major individual play from everybody on the side of E6. It's what makes championships possible. There, obviously, you think of Cade with the two-piece earlier on, playing that off angle in that bottom hallway. You also think of Royalty with running around with that Karma 45, getting the pieces inside ship, using that reactive armor to go for that throw. It's little things like that that make all the difference in the grand scheme of things.
It just felt like every time, you go into the half of the 4-point lead, every time that Splyce would make a play and extend it, they answer right back. Yep. They just were so resilient. You can see the overview of the series thus far. It's Breakout, hardpoint, and this is one where early in the year, Splyce struggled mightily. They have been much better since Zero has been added to the team. It's not kind of a weak link in the armor per se anymore. I wouldn't say it's their best hardpoint, but they have definitely improved. But this is very winnable for E6.
Oh, I think 100% E6 forced the Game 5 here. We just saw Splyce drop this exact map and game mode combination to start off their series in the winner's bracket versus Epsilon. I can tell you right now, this is not the hardpoint draw they would have wanted in this Game 4 at all.
They've improved, don't get me wrong, but far away from being their best map and mode. But God, I mean, what's the key to victory for you here? Who's got to go off if you're looking at Enigma6 specifically? Who is it?
Oh, Enigma6, General, when we talk about a map where he gets comfortable on, it's those outer hills where they can kind of watch that wall run with the NV4, right? You think of bottom cell block, you think of that bottom commissary hardpoint. If they can get control of it for E6, he lets his teammates run all through middle map, clear out that middle lane, make sure that street does not come and get a flank on him. But he will be the single player to watch out outer wall run, and he's great at doing it.
Well, before we hop into the Game 4, I do believe we have none other than Rich Campbell with an update on the feature station.
Thank you so much, Maven. Yeah, the match is really close here. Cloud9 is about to be able to win this one. It is 2-0. EG playing for their tournament lives here. They need to bounce back in. Both of these guys bringing new rosters here today, and it just looks like Cloud9 is kind of reigning supreme here. They were talking about that they had worked on their S&D, looking really strong on everything but one map, but we're going to throw it back up to you guys to get back on that featured stage, on the main stage. Maven, take it away.
Thank you very much, Rich, with the, is that a velvet suede jacket? What is he wearing?
I don't know if he actually looks in the mirror in the morning with the outfits.
You see the pink shoes he has on?
Oh, they're absolutely
His
terrible.
jeans look like there's something from Tron. You didn't get to catch him on the camera.
Yeah.
Rich, we love you, buddy.
Let's just move on, though. Either way, you can hear right there from Rich on the update. Cloud9 now one map away from being top 4. Well, how does Aches do this?
Patrick Price, man. It's funny because I was talking to Merck, and when you take a look at their 1-3 in pool play, yeah, it doesn't look good, but they threw away series. I think they had 2 different 2-0 edges. They just choked. And maybe it's part of being a new team. Maybe the comms were off late in games. Whatever it was, they seem to now have it figured out, and they're making a deep run. So you've got Patrick Price placing better than Envy, FaZe, Optic. The list goes on.
Just think of this right now. How many players do you see after they lose an event or after they lose a series go, man, we just choked that game. We just choked that. We're fine, right? But then they're not fine. They just lose the next series. They don't look good. They have a bad weekend, everything. At the end of day 1, Aches was 0-3 in pools and says, you know what? We choked some games, but I'm still very confident in how we're playing. I'm loving what I'm seeing from this team, and it's come true. He's been absolutely right this whole time. As long as they've been able to close out maps, they've been soaring through the competition.
And I'll tell you something that's kind of interesting to me. Remember back Columbus, beginning of AW, Aches had a chance to have more overall wins than Crim6. They win that event. Crim6, 3 Anaheim victories. Aches, 3 Anaheim victories. Tell me it's not somewhere deep in his mind thinking about getting that 4th and having the most wins all time.
No, it's definitely not deep in his mind. It's at the front of his mind. Winning this event, getting his 4th Anaheim championship. He wants it right now. He's got the team of young bucks around him. I was talking to TP earlier. I was like, TP, when you kind of, hung up the sticks, as they say, did you ever imagine Aches teaming with a team like this of 3 kind of players we've honestly at that point had never heard of when Teep retired? And he said, honestly, Jack, yeah, I fully expected it, because it got to a point where everyone was like, no, get away, Pat, get away. Like, we've had enough of you right now. And he's found the new talent he needs. Either way, though, Aches about to knock out EG. With his team, will Splyce do the same here against Enigma6?
We're going to kick things off with the leader, General, for Enigma6. You just made it a series. You fought back. You held on there. In the uplink, what can you do on Breakout? a weak spot here for Splyce in your best game mode for Enigma6. He's going to now cut it back to mid-map. His entire team drops. Can he trade out the kills? Able to find one before ultimately dropping. The first tick's going to be going to Zero and Splyce. Zero starts out 2-0, and you see on X-Ray the spawn out at Snow Street coming in for Enigma6.
And look at the story we have developing here now, Maven. When we talked about how Splyce didn't lose an uplink so far, and Enigma6 did just hand them their first loss, Splyce have yet to win Breakout hardpoint this weekend, while Enigma6 have yet to lose this game mode. So it's almost storybook to this point with how it's all playing out.
And that stat screams Game 5. And
oh, yeah.
If it's anything like that Game 2 Search and Destroy, we're in for an absolute treat here in the losers bracket. But now 3 down for Splyce. Control of cell block will go their way unless Jerd can make a spectacular play. He needs to play his life, wait for his team to all hit the wall run. Everybody hits the front. He's looking for the kills in the back. They win it. Headshot from Zero. Headshot from Vance.
Yeah.
Suddenly Splyce is in.
Nice job by Jerd. You see that 3 on your minimap. He re-rotated back towards that far side of the map, was able to get the pinch onto Cade, and now it's Splyce in the full setup they want. They already outscored their opponents by 30 seconds on the first hill, but look at General with the K-bar, the entry 3-piece. You cannot let that happen, Splyce.
What a play from General, man. This guy coming up big when they need him. Unfortunately, you got an elbow sticking out there at the close corner. He does get picked off. Mad Cat pre-aimed on the wall run, able to answer back for Splyce. The kills go their way inside the hard point. 20 seconds remaining, and all this time should be going the way of Splyce. But if we've learned anything, this is not like Throwback. Yeah. Literally, no lead is safe on Breakout hardpoint.
No lead at all, and I can promise you, Splyce probably no better than most other teams. When you think about that, as Jerd on the rotation will get the first 2-piece, but look at your minimap, it's Proto on the flank, gets one. Not gonna find the second. Zero got the beat down.
Cade was at least there to trade it out. You have control of the cave side for Enigma6. Mad Cat waiting on his teammates to get ready for the push. Here they go. Bance finds the first. Cade, beautiful. You can't peek like that, man. Just gives him an easy kill inside. And there they go. The breaks in with Proto again coming in from behind.
Splyce just picked them apart right there. Proto doing a great job of drawing some attention away. His teammates have to take this opportunity. Proto gets 3. Nearly finds all 4. He lived through all of that. Proto saw what General did earlier and matches it himself right there.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, this could be an even bigger blowout if it wasn't for hero plays coming in from E6. You still have 20 or so seconds here before we're going to wrap out the commissary. The smokes are out to try and block off some of those angles you'll get in cave. Proto just jiggling here, trying to see what he can. Vance, though, in. Vance now out. Proto, 5 in a row, 8 and 6. There's one more. Can't slide and get away with his life.
Does earn at least one streak, though, to use as this game goes on. Still double the score in favor of Splyce. But, man, that is a hard point that, in my opinion, Splyce had the perfect break. And they should have gotten way more time on that hill. They should have already broken the 100-second mark.
Well, we're going to have a ball game very quickly if E6 can hold here at commissary. But no, you lose 2 very quickly. And your new player, Royalty, he's 1 in 8 now for Enigma6. Is this one of those games that you have longer engagements? Maybe that high sense hurts him? I'm not sure, but just a slow start.
Yeah, I think that's more of it. Not really a sensitivity thing, more just a slow start from him. Thankfully, Jerd does know both players are weak inside the hard point, cleans them up with ease. General high flying on that wall run, just trying to do what he can to at least buy some time for his team to come back off spawn. But either way, the lead going into the second set of rotations will 100% be in favor of Splyce. They look better right now on this one map on this game mode so far this entire weekend.
So far, holding on if you're Splyce, 12 and 5, Vance up top. You see he's working towards that camo. He's ready for the spawn to come in and help. He's going to be a split spawn here.
The reason why they've looked so much better in this game mode, Maven, so far is because they've won the kills on rotation. Outside of really this hill and maybe a couple towards commissary, Splyce have done a better job of getting the setup they want and playing from where they're confident. It's something we talked about that plagued Optic gaming this weekend. When Optic weren't set up, they were struggling mightily at retaking the hill.
Kills going back and forth right now. Enigma6 trying to claw back into this, but 2 kills are going to go the way of Splyce. Nobody picking up time right now is Proto just trying to play his life. His players come back off spawn. Now may be his opportunity to get in. Nice close gunfight win there against Zero. There's still 20 seconds left on rooftop. Nobody's tacked in a point for quite some time. Now E6 back in, but who's going to be the magician to try and crack through? You've got Trinity rockets to work with.
They saw.
Which could be big. Somebody already pre-aimed. It doesn't matter. gets one. He wins that second. It's absurd, but Royalty there to back him up. And Royalty, who is struggling, now 3 kills in a row, Jack.
Yeah, and he's got to keep this going. I think Enigma6 on any chance. You see the sensitivity there as he starts snapping over to Mad Cat. Does get some help from General as well. Look at the kills on rotation. Who are they going to? It's Enigma6 for a 3rd straight hardpoint. They're now back within 20, Maven.
And you've got such a split attack. Look at the map right now for Splyce. It feels like they're hitting from every possible angle, but no one able to crack through. It's been Proto inside the hardpoint. He's set up camp. This is the first time he's going to actually have to engage. Now, going to push in on a Mad Cat, trying to find it. Proto's able to win the first gunfight. He was one tapped and died. An assist and a kill coming through for Mad Cat. But look at that. It seemed to be a blowout, maybe brewing for Splyce. Enigma6 fought right back into this.
But if I'm Enigma6, okay, you know what? It might be frustrating. I might not get a bunch of the ending time on this hill, but even General's trying to still re-challenge. Okay, so that will do it. It will be about a 40+ second lead for the side of Splyce, but Proto still has those streaks to work with. You've got General, the first payload earned in this game. Royalty, though, still slipping back off. He's now 6 and 12.
Let's get over to Royalty's POV because he's playing a sneaky spot, playing right behind inside the graveyard. There he's able to find one. There's a second here. What a play from Royalty. They both go over his head. He slides in behind one. That was perfection.
That most certainly was it. Again, he's going to go right back into his little corner, just lay down. Bait his teammate who's behind the bulldozer. It's such a smart play. A 20-second game is all that remains right now, and Royalty just got all the cover he could ever want.
Yeah. Oh, they spot him though. Vance takes off his head through the smoke. I can't even tell what's going on. There's smokes all over the place. Jerd still up, gets the assist as 0, cleans up 2 of the players, and Splyce gets the break. Proto, he wants to invest the Trinity Rocket here. He's able to find a couple of kills, but who's here to back it up? They're so far outside of the hard point that Jerd and company are able to hold this off.
Jerd just got to live, and one thing that I think Enigma6 has done a great job of on this hill, you just saw it there with General's 2-piece, has been abusing that middle map stairway area, that spiral spot that Splyce have honestly not put enough focus towards. Splyce haven't been going for pinches on this hill. Enigma6 know that. They've just been sending a flanker through that lane, and it's been causing Splyce a lot of problems.
Bance with the camo play. He's able to find one. As he does it, 2 of his teammates drop, though. So the camo you might get nothing from.
So smart.
But he does fight his time. Royalty, though, we know he can snap, and that's the snap. Cuts down Bance. Royalty, huge kills at Graveyard. Huge kills now at Commissary. I know he's only 9 and 15, but he's been very helpful over the last 60 or so seconds.
That kill onto Bance basically wasted the camo. It's now everyone alive for Enigma6. Splyce are spawning out. Enigma6 will take the lead, 165 to 163. You cannot count this team out ever.
What is this series? General in. Beams one before ultimately dropping. Still 15 seconds to go, and this looks like it is going to go to Splyce as they control the helipod spawn, and we'll get the final couple of seconds. But now it's back to mid-map. Can we actually go to Royalty's POV? Because I want to see where he's going to get set up. Again, a sneaky spot. He let a couple fly over him at Graveyard. Now just trying to hold the close edge. Wisely backing down, though.
Yeah, look, he's just trying to play his life, doing what he can to just stay alive. Every second counts when his teammates are rotating towards middle. There, he bought enough time. General gets the free kill on the Bance, and now again it's an Enigma6 lead. As Splyce will have the spawns for the new hill down at cell block, but we've got 40 seconds remaining here. 0 on a streak, though, at 5 kills in a row.
Only 100 off the Trinity. These streaks could be everything if he can get him down the stretch. He needs to find 1 kill. Don't even worry about time right now, play your life. There's the first. 50 off the Scorchers, doesn't get it.
That's huge.
Massive kill, and who is it? Of course it's General. 2-piece at mid. I don't even know if he knows how crucial that one was.
When you asked me prior to this map, and I said who's got to step up, General is so good at breakout hardpoint. He's showing it right now, +8, almost a minute inside the objective. Enigma6, is this their largest lead of the game now, maybe? 20 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, they've been trailing the entire game. It absolutely is. They're starting to open it up. 5 more seconds there, but cell block, look at the spread you have. There's nobody that's gotten into a sneaky spot this time. They're lining up for Mad Cat as the NV4 bullets raining down on Enigma6. This could be where Splyce regained the lead in an incredibly back-and-forth hardpoint.
Here's the thing, though. Proto's got camo. Oh, my God. He's going to use it. He's one shot, but he gets away with his life. He's done just enough work with the payload ability. Doesn't actually spot anybody. 4 versus 3 now as Splyce trying to retake this hardpoint.
And he's just bouncing off all the walls inside, but the flood comes right back in. for Splyce. Can they win it here? Zero gets the kill. There's only one person left, Cade, that can actually challenge. With these 30 seconds, maybe you give this one more hit if you're Enigma6. You have to make sure that you do not give up control for Grave.
This is the issue now, though. If you're on the side of Enigma6, you have payloads available. 4-0, a good retake, though. Not even sure how that happens. How are Splyce giving up this time?
How the hell did they break that? It was 3 players hitting on wall run.
Enigma6 are going to be at the new hill first.
Let's get over to Cade's POV. He's the one that's going to be into Graveyard, but the streaks are going to start to come in. He's set up inside here. Bance gets the opening pick. Cade's going to have everybody flying at him. Doesn't win the first. Mad Cat beams him, and that kill right there could be the difference.
Mad Cat uses the Centurion as well. They want to invest everything into this hard point. They do not want to see Commissary. Splyce cannot keep giving up Spiral, though. That is the chance for Enigma6 to push back into this hill. They have one more chance to go for that pinch. They're not going to do it, though, Maven. They're just going to try to flood right on through.
And here's the reactive armor. 2 chopped down. Mad Cat gets another. Where's the spawn going to come in? You still have time. This is the last attack for Enigma6.
Royalty's the whole game. Royalty's the whole game right now. This is it. Does the play work? This has been their recipe for success the whole game. Splyce, though, they're picking up on it. The flank doesn't do what normally is worked for E6. They're all dead. Splyce will win a breakout hardpoint and move on to the top 4.
What a victory, man. You start out beautiful there, right? Very strong start, but Enigma6 starts nipping at their heels. But when it comes down to crunch time, the 4 UK studs get it done.
They most certainly do. They're winning a game mode that on Breakout they had yet to win so far this weekend. E6, they show up, they look great with their new 4th in Royalty. I think this team's gonna improve a lot from here, but either way, it's Splyce who come out on top. They're now in the top 4. Folks, we have ourselves 2 European squads in Splyce and Epsilon in our top 4 of the CWL Anaheim Open.
Bryce-tacular, Benson, Momo, I'm sure they are all ecstatic.
Here we go, we got Luminosity, Epsilon, Splyce, and Cloud9 as our top 4 this weekend.
One of those teams kind of stands out. I mean, Epsilon, we knew were capable of the run. Cloud9, I thought they upgraded massively with this team, and I was excited to see what they were able to do, but I'll be honest, I did not have them in my top 4.
Yeah.
Were they capable of it? Sure. You know how good some of the young talent is. We've played with Exotic quite a bit. We watched Priestess stream, how strong he can be. Assault, the potential's always been there. There's a guy that sometimes is leading in KD at events. They're back and they're cruising. This is magnificent.
Splyce Cloud9 now is our losers bracket matchup. We'll see soon here at the CWL Anaheim Open. I know on the main stage next, you saw there in the graphic earlier, will be our winners bracket final. The winner of that series will be in the grand final here at one of our largest LAN events of the year.
What's crazy though is it's Luminosity versus Epsilon, and these are teams that have played a ton recently. They were in the same pool in stage 1. They played twice. I believe they split those series. Now they play in pool here. Epsilon was able to get the victory. Epsilon matches up very well. And I was talking to Luminosity about it, talking to Octane. I was like, what about this team kind of disrupts what you guys try to do? And he's like, where Splyce plays like a very more North American style, he's like, Epsilon succeed at playing very much a European style. It's very different. They surprise them a lot. They do tactics they're not used to in North American scrims. Have they figured them out yet? Because they've got to play them a lot recently.
Oh, we'll have to see. That'll be coming up here very, very soon. Either way, of those 4 teams, it's got to be Cloud9. That surprises you the most, right?
Yes, without question.
You've now got an Epsilon team that you mentioned match up pretty well. They've matched up great against Splyce. They win that series. They now match up great against LG. They move into the winner's bracket. If they can win and get to that grand final, I think they can take any of the remaining teams here. But I know on the floor, we've got none other than Mr. X with Splyce's Bance.
Thank you, Jack and Bance. We just see you guys take care of business there against Enigma6. But I want to go a little bit further back in the tournament when you went up against Epsilon. What went wrong for you guys in that match? What did you guys fix coming into this new one?
I just feel like the first 2 maps for them just benefited them over us. They're a lot slower team and they're more based around teamwork, more when we're based around slaying. So I feel like they just had the better 2 maps. Going into uplink, we knew it was our strongest, so we could beat them on that and then try and get the momentum for there. But we somehow choked the Scorch hardpoint, which was, I think we were undefeated at stage 1, so it was pretty choke for our behalf, so it's unlucky.
Yeah, Nia, you talked about the uplink, and that's the one game mode I really want to talk about in this matchup against Enigma6. You lose it here, that you're a very good uplink team. What went wrong on Frost?
When we were pushing, we kept pushing away where they kept spawning. So it was more or less, we got the kills mid and we just didn't do anything really. We just kept pushing into them where they were spawning.
And then coming up after this, you guys, I believe, still waiting the results of Cloud9 Evil Geniuses. Any preference in either of those teams you want to play coming up next?
Nah, we'll play either. Well, even though EG's got a new roster and so did Cloud9, we beat Cloud9 3-1, and we beat EG every time, so I'll play either.
Well, guys, Splyce looking very strong so far here on day 3, Championship Sunday. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the next match.